Very good morning, students. Very warm welcome.
Good morning, sir.
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 Very, very good
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
Did you go through the notes? Are you aware what we are talking about? So in the first part of the session, we have introduced METAR, right? And now we are going to learn completely about all the aspects of METAR. Okay. So you see, it is very relatively easy. It gets easier when we go about it, when we go reading something like this, especially with codes again and again, again and again. Yesterday, we noticed that it becomes too difficult for us to recollect everything verbatim. Okay. And I don't blame anyone. It happens with the best of us. How can we recall quickly? How can we try to give correct answers in the class or during our training sessions or revision sessions? If we have to think about it, then it means keep your notebook open. When I'm asking you questions, firstly, refer your mind if you can recollect. Your answers will be somewhere correct. We know they are somewhere logically correct most of the times, but we are missing out on keywords, which is very important to mark the correct options in the exam. And these keywords are specifically something that will get into your mind permanently with repetition, with experience. Today, what you're struggling with, let's say you're struggling with certain codes of METAR, 3-4 months down the line, or maybe a couple of months as a working pilot, you'll be like, okay, everything is just easy. I know it's very obvious. Right now, what you're doing is a difficult task. Trying to understand everything, remember everything, because the exams are like that. You have to understand and remember everything. So quickly go through it. I think Karishma is joining in live for the first time today. Very warm welcome, Karishma. Karishma, I will send you the lecture. I didn't want you to miss on the live experience also. So you just study, make notes, whatever you understand, take a feel, whatever doubts you have, put it in the parking lot. I think everybody else has gone through the first part of METAR. It's not too much. When you go through the notes, you see the notes are just this much, hardly 15 to 20 lines. But for us, it took so much time to understand and master them. It will take some more time. Do not take it for granted. Okay.
Okay, sir.
One second. Okay. I'm just checking with a couple of more students. So what are you going to do in the meantime? Just 2 minutes today or 3 minutes today for you to quickly cross-check your notes, ask doubts. We have Aditya. Aditya was ready since 10:30, but Aditya, I don't think you have sent me the notes of previous lecture that you had missed. Then Likhit is here, Said is here, Prerit, Nukul, Suchita, and Neha. Very, very
I
good
sent
morning,
you the note.
everyone. दोबारा से share कर दो, please. Just send it again. So I'm going to make it much more easier for you going ahead from now. Make sure, what is METAR? METAR is Meteorological Aerodrome Report. Is it aerodrome? Is it aviation? Is it airport? Is it aircraft? What is the correct option?
Aerodrome.
Aerodrome.
Aerodrome. Very good. METAR is a report, meteorological aerodrome report, right? MET stands for meteorological aerodrome report. Very good. It's a standard definition. A METAR has a lot of codes. It's a coded, what is it? Is it a coded transmission? Is it a coded report or is it a coded message? Transmission, report, message. Think about
Coded
it.
message.
Coded message is correct by the standards of the text from where questions would be picked up. It's a coded message. It's a message sent out to people. The message could be faxed, digitally sent, just like text messages. Now you think about texting someone. We use so many codes, right, in texting. We don't use full form everywhere. You come across certain people who will be like, I don't like people who use uh, shortcuts in English. There are such people. And then there are people who are like, just type it quick, man. Aviation is like that. Type it quick. It is good for us. It keeps the length of the transmission or the reception. Basically, whatever you transmit or receive are nothing but information. Information sent from one place to another becomes a message. We call it report because it has a standard format, but it's a message sent out to all the people involved. Easy, right? Logically, it makes so much sense right now. Likit, Nukul, everything good at your end?
Yes, sir. Affirm, sir.
Any doubts so far with the material that I had shared with you to read? And did you make out the difference, what we were missing in the Viva and what we had to say in the Viva? That's it. The Viva that I was taking. Did you realize the difference? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's it. Yesterday, I got a couple of, in the previous lecture, I got a couple of students saying, sir, sorry for the behavior. Students, I like this that you're taking ownership. But those who have said sorry, I was not really worried about y'all actually. So good for you. Still, you feel that you're responsible for the rest of the class. Don't be sorry. Just understand whatever I'm doing and saying is just for your benefit. You try to do that. It might not be easy for everyone, but every word I say, it is all important with respect to your growth. You might think sir is sharing stories or some philosophy or some strategies that might not be important for you. No, students. I would never waste your time. Whenever I say this is not related to your subject is when I specify this is not related to your subject or your overall growth as a professional student and a professional pilot. Right? That's what differentiates my training sessions with other training sessions. So don't miss out on those differences only. Those are the actual benefits you're going to get in the long run. All right. So the METAR is a meteorological aerodrome report. It has a first set of significant parts that we have studied. Okay, those are alpha to hotel. We said A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, 8 codes. So here we say the codes can be said to have information with respect to the knowledge given. So the first code mentions report type. So it is a METAR. Are there other reports? Yes, there are other reports. What are those other reports? Now I'm going to show you a couple of things beforehand only. Otherwise, if we go towards the end of the session and do that, it could be possible that we will miss out on those things. And we don't want to miss out on those things. One last time I'm asking at the moment, do you have any questions? Don't worry. Feel free to ask. I'm going to be nice and I'm going to see your answers nicely. If you're thinking, oh, sir will shout and all, don't worry. You do your job. So the lecture will be lecture 1.5 only. Charlie 22 is the reference. Write today's date. Yesterday's lecture would say just that it was just self-study session for us, for the students, I would say. So the first segment of significant paths, we'll just wrap it up. The first code contains information that talks about what the report type is. When you don't have the option as coded message, then METAR will be a report of the aerodrome, of the weather at the aerodrome and in the vicinity of the aerodrome. So be aware about trick questions. First code is the report type. In this case, it will be mentioned as METAR, all capital letters, of course, in the report. Second code is the name of the aerodrome. The aerodrome is ICAO, 4-letter location designators for aerodromes. You will learn it eventually in your RT, in your navigation. All your aerodromes are coded like this. Like in India, Mumbai, this is Mumbai, the code for Mumbai. And Delhi has VIDP. Kolkata has VECC. And Chennai has VOMM. Eventually, you will learn all the codes. I have a collection of sheets from different scan copy of textbooks because we are also formatting our own set of codes to be sent out to you all, and those set of codes are ready to be sent out to you all. And if I share a Google Doc with you, then you can actually get hyperlinks to see every airport, pictures and location and everything also. And if I share a PDF, then you'll just be getting theory of it. So whatever you will need, you can let me know, as a further reading. That I'm making for navigation and RT, but you can use that for all your purposes. You can keep it with you as a document, 2, 3 page, 5 page, I don't know, whatever digital document size is. Okay. The third code is date and time group. First 2 digits will denote date. If the date is a single digit date, like say 1st of February, then the date would be written as 01. Okay. Day of the month. Month is not mentioned in this. It is assumed we all will be aware what the month is. Then the next 2 digits will be hours and next 2 digit will be minutes. It means time, and time will be Zulu time. Universal Coordinated Universal Time, or UTC. Time, which is the local time at Greenwich in London in the United Kingdom. Zulu, compared to India, if you have to find Zulu, what will you do? You'll do Indian Standard Time minus 5 hours, 30 minutes. You get Zulu. Remember this. So you will never get the time in Indian timings, but you'll get the time in Zulu timings. You'll have to know the difference. Okay. So if I have to consider today's time and date, so today's time and date would be 1/1, that is 11th day of the month. Right now the time is 1 hours, and by the time I write this, I'm sure it's going to be 15 minutes. But this is India IST. So what is Zulu? I'll quickly do this. 115 minus 0530. Now look here, students, I'm going to solve time once again. When you're solving time, you cannot carry forward 10, 10, 10 like you do in numbers. You'll have to carry forward 60. Why? 60 minutes makes 1 hour. So if I say 5 minus 0, I can say, yeah, 5 minus 0 is 5 minutes. But can I deduce can I remove 3 minutes out of 1 minute? It's not really possible for me. So I will borrow 60 minutes from the hour. Which hours I have? I have 11 hours. So I'll borrow 60 minutes like this. So it becomes 6 plus 1, 7. 7 minus 3 becomes 4. So I get 45 minutes. And because I've borrowed 1 hour from 11 hours, I could say, or from the 1, then it becomes 1, 0. Then I can say, can I do 0 minus 5? Actually, I cannot do 0 minus 5. So I'll borrow again from this. How many hours can I borrow? So it becomes 10 minus 5 over here. And 10 minus 5 would become, I'll carry 1. It will become 0, 5, 0. So my Zulu time is 05 hours, 45 minutes. So if my present time is whatever time I have, 11:15 in India, the METAR code, if issued right now, will have a Zulu time 0545, like this. Simple. Now, in the exams, anything could be given to you as a question. Although in your meteorology books, they will never show you the time calculation. But you have to learn time in navigation, and sometimes in RT. So you be on the lookout and be aware. If you still don't know how to calculate time, keep it in the parking lot. Time and again, I'll keep showing it to you. Simple. So they can tell you this is the time. So what time do you think was the METAR created? This METAR, as per the report. You'll see the time and we'll like, okay, 0545 IST. But in the option, they will not give you 0545 IST. They'll give you 0545 local mean time in India. Then they will give you 1115 local mean time in India and then some other date. Obviously, looking somebody doing it in rush will do what they are looking here. But the options are about IST and in the METAR it's Zulu. So you make the difference and then mark it. Remember, Zulu or UTC will be behind us by how much? 5.5 hours or 5 hours, 30 minutes, however you want to call it. Make sense, everyone? See, I'm making you exam ready right now. You understand? Afterwards, during your self-study, go through this part of the session again. You'll get access to the recording. If you need, you'll have to ask me. I'll give you the access. And otherwise, you can just go through your notes. Quickly, let's go to the fourth set of codes. The fourth set of codes is called wind information. Wind information will have true direction of the wind from where the wind is coming, wind speed, and if there is a gust, sudden increase in the wind, then the gusting speed also. Along with wind information, if the direction of the wind changes more than 60 degrees or by 60 degrees, then we also add an element called directional variability of the wind. For someone who's learning it for the first time, it can go as something over the head. Take it easy. Write it down, give it some time. You'll read the notes, go through the session once more, and you'll be good to go. So you need to relax mentally, not get scared. So wind variability will always be there, wind directional variability. That is, when the change in direction of the wind is more 60 degrees or more, and then the two extremes will be there on the left and right of the letter V. It also comes under wind information. So up to this code is what our significant group is. Alpha to hotel, A to H, significant group. Okay. After this, we have to learn the other elements, which are easy when we go through them couple of times at least. Okay. Before I tell you the other elements, I just want to introduce the types of METAR or the couple of more reports that can, make you give wrong answers if you're not aware about it. What are they? Think about it. Somebody was talking about it yesterday, day before yesterday. Sir, what is staff or what is SPECI? What is trend? So I'll tell you. Okay. Special codes related to METAR. One would be trend. You might be surprised these simple things look very difficult for a student if we have not studied it. But if you have studied it, it becomes easy. Okay. What is the meaning of trend? Is trend a special report? No. Then what is trend? Trend will be there somewhere in your METAR only. And trend generally means how is the flow of things? What's happening? How is it happening? With respect to weather, there could be a trend that the weather is repeating itself from good to bad, bad to good, good to bad, bad to good, good to bad, bad to good, every couple of hours or so, like that. So it becomes a forecast. Forecast as in we are assuming based upon our calculations, it's a calculated assumption which will happen the way we are predicting if the weather continues to behave the way it is behaving right now. But it is not obviously something that we can always guarantee because weather is very unpredictable that way. But you all know, we all have seen news channels in the past growing up in TVs that they used to get in the end of a news section weather report and weather forecast, most of the time the forecasts are true, sometimes they are not true. But it is a duty of any meteorological watch office, any person associated with giving you weather reports, to give you some forecast also. So you have some idea about what the weather could be like. And majority of the time, the forecast could be exactly as somebody had made a forecast about. So it will be good for the pilot to be prepared about it. For example, let's say right now, I get a forecast and somebody tells me that, okay, you have a departure at 12 o'clock, and by 2 o'clock, we are expecting a big thunderstorm cloud approaching from the coastal area, whatever the coastal area near to my aerodrome is. So they're saying by the time it's 2 o'clock, before that, you should get done with your VFR operations, whatever you have, because probably after that, bad weather and you'll not be able to fly. So that becomes a forecast. I'm well prepared about it. So that is forecast. Present weather report, METAR, I already have. In the METAR, they will mention the forecast also. What is that forecast? What is the code for that forecast? This is the code for that forecast. Trend. Okay. So you'll write down trend is a forecast. 4 means before. Okay. And is valid for 2 hours. So whatever trend aspect you see in your METAR, you have to understand it's a forecast and it's valid for 2 hours from the time of the issue of the METAR, we can say. So 2 hours after what would be the words we would use? 2 hours after the observation of the METAR. After the observation of the METAR. Very important yet simple points for the exams. But it becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult for us to have exact clarity when we have not studied these topics thoroughly. That thoroughness is what I require from you all. Aditya, Utsaid, Prerit, I would like to see you all study. Come on, you're just getting started. Nukul, Likhit, Suchita, they all have that strength. I know how they study, how they are. They've proven themselves. They're very comfortable with me. For you, I have to see what's happening, what not. Right? Do that, okay? So now these are special codes. Where are they used? You will see they are used towards the end of the METAR actually. But these are very important. Very, very important for us. What else can you write about trend? You can say it constitutes the final segment, or you could say it constitutes the final section of METAR. So trend will show you if there are any trends observed in the weather and whether the trend or the forecast, how the forecast is. Okay. Now, this trend can further be qualified in 2 parts. Okay. Very easy to understand. Take your time. What are these 2 parts about the trend to be forecast? There are 2 codes, BECMG. It's just like we are texting to our friends using shortcodes. TTYL, talk to you later. Some people say HRU, right? How are you? I don't know what codes we are using these days because I'm not texting much apart from studies, and in studies we are not using codes. But yeah, you understand, right? So BECMG generally is a code for becoming. Becoming means something that is going to be permanently like that. And there is another one. So trend could be becoming, trend could be the other code, which is tempo. What is the meaning of this tempo? It means temporarily. So either the forecast is of such a nature that it will be permanent, or it will just be a temporary change. Like this. So the meaning becoming is short for becoming, tempo is short for temporarily, and becoming actually means some information that is of permanent nature. Okay. So you can say in this point, becoming, read the code properly. There is no November, there is no N in the code. Okay. Becoming indicates, write these points verbatim. Becoming indicates change in present weather. Becoming indicates change in present weather will be, now the keyword, long lasting. So when I say permanent, it hints at asterisk long lasting. So it won't be permanent for more than a long time, but yeah, it will be the same for a long time. So don't confuse permanent with forever. Nothing in weather is going to be like that forever. If there is rain, there will be sunlight. If there is sunlight, there will be rain. So you understand from that that nothing is going to be ever permanent, but long lasting. On the other hand, what is the meaning of tempo? Again, we could say tempo will indicate a change. So it indicates changes. Trend is all about what the changes are like. The pattern of change. Okay. It's very important to understand what tempo says, because tempo has certain time limits of 1 hour and half hour. So such things where you have time limits 1 hour, half hour, students, those points always are hotspots for exam type questions. Right? Although all information is important with respect to exams, those are hotspots, we could say. So write down for tempo. Tempo indicates change in present weather is temporary. All right. And it reflects that. How can we put it correctly, students? How can we put it correctly in a sentence that makes sense to our minds and also helps us understand the difficult language of the exams? So write down the statement, weather is temporary. What it actually means is different conditions indicated by the code, or wait. Different conditions will prevail. Write down. It means different conditions. What are these conditions? Wind speed, wind direction, and the other elements that you will see, which will be visibility, cloud height, and what else do we have? Weather. Only three elements are there, to be very precise and simple about it. So different conditions will prevail as an exist, okay, for periods of less than 1 hour, underline less than 1 hour only, and no more than half the time period. Now here, what the question would be like is, the question would be like, what is the meaning of a trend or a forecast of an aerodrome which reflects temporary changes in the weather conditions? What is the validity, or what are these temporary changes with respect to time? You would say those temporary changes are conditions that will be similar, but for a time less than an hour. So those conditions, if they are more than an hour, if certain condition like heavy rain is happening for more than an hour, then it will not be in temp. It will be probably in our becoming as a forecast. So if they are forecasting that, okay, there is a trend, and in the trend they say tempo, it means, okay, whatever they say, heavy showers or light showers, you will see it's there in the cheat sheet that you have been shared. I think couple of students have not requested for the cheat sheet. I'm not sure. If not, just do message me. I'll share it with you all. So if they say that, okay, there will be light rain or heavy rain in the next hour, but it's tempo, it means the rain would be overall for the time period of less than 1 hour, while my trend in itself is valid for 2 hours, the forecast. So the wind or the rain that I'm talking about, any condition that I'm forecasting, it will be for less than an hour and not more than half the time of period. So it could be, if I'm considering the forecast is for 1 hour, then the rain would not completely be coming for the whole hour. It would be only coming for the half the time period. That would be 30 minutes. If I say in my tempo that the forecast is for 45 minutes, that you would be getting some trend in rain. In that 45 minutes, the rain would be only half of 45 minutes. That would be approximately 22.5 minutes or 22 minutes and 30 seconds, like that. So those are temporary changes. Students, you will take some time to master this. I will give you time for self-study. Right now, have you understood so far? I'm going to give you a couple of more points, and then you study trend nicely. Then I'll tell you what SPECI is, and then we'll go back to decoding the METAR. Okay? So these 2 points, you can say there is one more keyword here in aggregate. It means overall, the rain could come in every batches of 5 minutes rain, no 5-minute rain, 5-minute rain, 5 minute without rain, 5-minute rain, 5 minute without rain. Like that also, it doesn't have to be continuous. So the keywords could be in the examination, all the definitions would match. Tempo means any changing weather condition less than an hour, but uh, only lasting for half of the time period, but in continuation. Second option would be less than an hour, half the time period, but as an aggregate. Third would be something else. So our second option is correct here. Aggregate word, not the continuous word. Are you getting it? Aditya, Prerit, Neha, Usaid, Suchita, are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Neha, are you getting it? No, Neha is there, not there.
Yes, sir.
Karishma,
Yes,
what's
sir.
happening
Yes,
with you? Are you able to understand something? Nothing? 50%? Trend, tempo becoming, Neha, if we can compare with tempo becoming would be 100%, tempo would become 50%. See, that gives us some logical understanding about these codes. Remember, becoming and tempo are associated with trend. Trend is a forecast valid for 2 hours from the time of observation of METAR. Observation of METAR, not the pilot's observation, but whenever the weather reports were studied and sent out to everyone associated on that aerodrome. Karishma, do let me know on chat, Zoom chat. Yeah, just drop a message. Take a moment to go through these points. I'm going to give you a couple of more codes, okay? Write down note. Whatever I give you in note are like extra thumb rules, okay? Are extra thumb rules. What are the rules to send me your notes, students? Whatever notes you write, you make them in PDF. And that PDF you name. If your name is Alkesh, you write Alkesh, lecture 1-5, Charlie 2020, correction, Charlie 22. Only then you send me your notes. This is the last time I'm saying this, okay? If you miss out on even single instruction, it's not going to help you in the long run. Don't you want to clear and top your exams in the first attempt itself? Aditya, why are you not following instructions? What is this? Basic instructions. We are wasting time in these basic instructions by having me repeat again and again, again and again. All those points I could use to give you more data with respect to concepts. And why do I have to remind you all about everything? I know you're getting started, but come on, we are all so smart. Any doubts? The above codes, write down this. The above codes will be followed by, or will or can be followed by, okay, a time period in hours and minutes. Simple. Okay. Write down codes for time period. FM stands for from. Okay. TL stands for until. Okay. And AT stands for at. So the code could be like this. Example, tempo, it means it's a forecast of a temporary nature. We already know the description. So trend might not be there, just tempo will be there, showing us what kind of change it is. And time would be FM 1040. It means 10th hour, 40th minute, 10 a.m. in the morning. From 1040, TL means till 11:30. Okay. And if they're giving you something like continuation 1100, and if they give you something like, okay, so we'll not write this, we'll just write this much for now. From 1040 till 1130. If they say at, they will give you about specific time, or from till they will give you a time range. So it means the forecast is of temporary nature from 1040 hours till or until 1130 hours. And whatever other information you will have that you'll learn the codes for visibility and the codes for weather, they can say that we are expecting from this time to this time, the visibility to either be increased or decreased. And whether there will be heavy shower, light shower, thunderstorm, no thunderstorm, and there is anything. Also write down note. If if METAR forecast. So why are we talking about forecast? Because our major topic at point is trend. Trend is forecast lasting for 2 hours. Remember that. If METAR forecast is about no significant change in weather. So let's say the weather is good and there we are not expecting any much changes in the weather. Generally, most of the times, especially in India, we are blessed with a good weather in India. Good, I would say good permanent weather in India. India is the best of everything when it comes to nature. So about no significant change in weather, if the forecast is about no significant change. So trend becoming tempo, we know changes are going to be a little bit of significance to the pilot. That's why they are there. But if there are certain changes in the weather which are not going to impact my flight at all, slight changes will always be there. But such changes which are not of my concern as a pilot, not working to bother me in any way with respect to VFR or IFR or minimas, performance limited minimas, whatever the minimums I have to maintain. Then there is also a code. Okay. The code NOSIG, no sig, is used to indicate no significant change is expected in fill in the blank. I'm giving you 3 options. Let's see, you can make a good calculated guess. In the next 1 hour, in the next 2 hours, in the next half hour. What would you think is a correct answer? Put it in the chat box, everyone. Right or wrong doesn't matter. This is a trick question, trivial question, I would say. Answer is there right in front of you, but even if you don't give correctly, it's fine. FR is not used. We have a question. FR is not used. It's FM. FM is from, not FR. We are not talking about FR. FR is not a code we have used right now. So Usaid, options देखो. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. मुझे ऑप्शन ना नंबर चाहिए आंसर में. अच्छे से आंसर करना है ताकि सर को अच्छे से समझ आ जाए. ठीक है. ओके. तो ऑप्शन नंबर पूछ रहे हैं तो ऑप्शन नंबर दो, वैल्यू नहीं पूछ रहे हैं अभी. तो ऑप्शन नंबर दे दो, वैल्यू तो सबके सामने ही है ना. ऐसा ऑप्शन नंबर देना आपको. बी है, सी है, ए है, डी है. सो आई हैव आंसर्स फ्रॉम लिखित, आदित्य, नुकुल. उसैद ऑप्शन नंबर, वेरी गुड. चलो अच्छा. उसैद, नेहा, सुचिता, वेरी गुड. Correct answer is, hold on to your breaths. Of course, the next 2 hours. Why? Because trend is a forecast lasting for next 2 hours only. So no sig will also be saying the same, that there is no predictable significant change in the weather for the next 2 hours. Simple. Very important points. I think 3 to 4 marks question, that is 8 points. 8 marks are based upon these reports only, students. 8. For someone who's got 68, ask them the importance of 8. Very much, highly, high importance. So correct answer is in the next 2 hours. Good job, everyone. Students who have not gone through session 1, don't worry. I'm going to give you some guidance. You go through it. Come back and study this again. Simple. You will be super ready for your METARs. Now, one more logical thing I want you all to know. You know how when we study RT, you know how we study RT in RT, what do we say? There is something called as ATIS, Aerodrome Automatic Terminal Information Service, Aerodrome Terminal Information Service, or we have DATIS, Aerodrome Terminal Information Service. The report that you hear generally is for the aerodrome weather conditions only. In your RT, I'm just saying this because METAR is also important for RT. RT is important for METAR that way. In RT, we say, we ask the pilot to obtain ATC information. Okay, this ATC information is similar to your METAR weather report only, or METAR, Meteorological Aerodrome Report. Here, when you say obtain ATC report, the call becomes like this, students. You can talk to the tower, Pune Tower, Air India 191, request ATC information. And they will start giving you the call, Air India 191, Pune Tower, and they will start with the ATC information. That information will be very simple correction, very similar to your METAR report. Okay. If you don't have ATIS or DATIS, that's when you do this. If you have, it translates to the same. Means monitor, that is listen out on ATIS or DATIS. ATIS, DATIS, luckily are available on a VHF frequency. You can use your VHF comm systems to tune into that frequency and you can just listen out. You cannot transmit back on that VHF frequency. It's like a FM channel. It's like somebody's broadcasting live, but you cannot talk to them. You can only hear them. But for pilots who are not yet into the aircraft and they want to plan their aircraft flight, they will also need the weather information. So how can they achieve it? They can achieve it through phone calls. So there is one number that we generally use. I'll try to see if it's getting connected. And I'll try to put it on the speakerphone. See if you can hear it, okay? Can you hear it?
Welcome to Aviation phone interface. To continue, please press 1.
This is Victor Gandhi International Airport, New Delhi. This information. Info Hotel. Time UTC 0600. Expect radar vector dial at approach runway 27 and 29 left. Runway 27 for arrivals, runway 28 for departures, and runway 29 left in mixed mode. Transition level flight level 50. Valid from 1828. Low visibility procedures terminated. Wind variable 2 knots. Visibility 700 meters. RVR runway 29 left 1,700 meters. Weather shallow fog. Temperature 12 degrees Celsius. Dew point 12 degrees Celsius. UNH 1017 hectopascals. And becoming 800 meters. This was in Gandhi International Airport, New Delhi. This information hotel. Contact the TC.
Selected message is terminated.
Students, were you able to hear it? Nukul is nodding yes. How about others?
Yes, sir.
It was
Yes,
not
sir.
exactly like a METAR, but half of the terms were similar to what we are learning in METAR. The date was not mentioned, of course, but trend becoming 800. What was that trend becoming 800? 800 would be the visibility. So trend generally will be related to our visibility and weather report. So visibility, generally we say obscuration. So that is our weather element. Okay. Any questions on that? The code for this was information Foxtrot, I guess, said before and towards the end. So during a startup or landing, once you have monitored the data, you get the code information Foxtrot as it said, and you tell your arriving ATC or departing ATC just the code information Foxtrot, and they know that you have monitored the correct weather report. If they think you have not monitored the correct weather report, then they'll ask you to monitor ATIS again. And probably if you go back again, you will see the information Foxtrot code is changing to the next letter. After F comes golf, F comes G, G is golf. So that code will become golf. And there might be slight changes in the report. You be aware of that. Only then you request for whatever you want to request. Now, why do I want to know the weather about my destination aerodrome? I need to know weather about my destination aerodrome because monitoring METAR, looking at METAR, studying METAR, it is not just for our departure aerodrome, it is for departure aerodrome, destination aerodrome, and en route aerodromes also. Because these reports are not just talking about my runway or my particular small aerodrome, but the area around the aerodrome, which I'm going to use as a navigational aid also. The aerodrome, VOR, NDBs, I'm going to use as my navigation aid even if I'm not going to land here. So let's say this is my departing point. This here in the center is one aerodrome, and then this somewhere here is my destination, and we're going to fly like this. I need the weather information or METAR for this departure aerodrome, en route aerodrome, and this also, so that I'm aware about all the types of weather conditions and accordingly plan my flight levels, plan my routes. In RD, you come across the situations where you have to reroute because of bad weather ahead. So your METAR will tell you the weather is so bad that you can just simply, I won't go like this. I would try to go fly direct like this, possibly. So it helps you determine your plan of action to keep your aircraft safe by choosing to fly in the most comfortable weather that you will have. That's its practical application. First practical application is to ensure whether you should fly or not. If you are saying, yeah, these weather conditions are not going to hamper me because I have so and so qualifications, rules, and clearances, then you might have certain limitations. Follow those limitations, or you might have the best possible option to fly. Change of runway could it be one, or something else. Change of flight rules could be one. Anything. So it gives you a good plan of action to ensure you're going to fly the aircraft in a way that you don't get any threat or danger by the weather. So everything is going to help you to avoid being troubled by bad weather. Simple. So weather will play an important element here, and these reports are going to help us understand the study of weather as reported by other people. So we don't need to be masters of meteorology here. If we are aware about these phenomena and weather, and if we are aware whether to take off or not, or what to do, that's more than enough for you in terms of meteorology to be a good pilot. So now you know which sections to be targeted more with respect to exams. The basics up to humidity, reports, and then a few systems are more than enough to study, weather systems. Take a couple of minutes, go through these notes, see if you have any questions. I'll give you the Delhi ATIS number, telephonic interface. You can always listen to it a couple of times, slowly write down the whole code, decode it by your own. It's not exactly a METAR, it's different, but it is very handy for your RT exams. And your personal life also, like as a pilot. And this is universal info. Everybody gets it. It's a telephonic interface, they call it. Delhi ATIS. Okay, the phone number you can write is, this is the code for our country. This is the code for Delhi. Okay, and you can say 25653081. Okay. Sometimes if the line is busy, try after a few seconds or few minutes. Get used to it. Try to write it down. In one call, you will not be able to write everything. Call again, check it out again, call again, check it out again. You'll see, oh, now I get it. Trend becoming 800. So visibility is reducing in a permanent way to 800 meters. That is what it meant. You will come when we do visibility. You'll come to know when we do visibility. Go through it, couple of minutes. Trend, what is trend? Becoming, tempo. All the codes, these are very important. And also remember, trend is coming in the final section of your METAR. Okay. Quick, after I give you the next important code, we'll take a short break. Let's try to finish that before the break. So that once we come back after the break, we can go back to continuing the L sections of the METAR after the wind information section. Don't rush, take it easy. Don't worry about the pace, slow, fast, nothing. What you should be worried about is whether I'm getting it or not, whether I have noted my doubts or not, whether I'm going to discuss those doubts with sir or not. Do I have any questions or doubts that I'm not asking? Why am I not asking? I should ask. I, as a student, get some water, like if you have it on the desk, otherwise 15 minutes, I'm going to give you a break anyway. Just 1 second, okay? I'm just here. The reason you think it takes time is because you require some time to understand and study. If you do everything in rush, what was happening, what happens is you never get to the right answers. And your understanding also then reduces. We need it to be 100%. So there is another code that is called as SPECI. Okay, eyes on the screen, ears to my voice. What is SPECI? SPECI stands for special report. What is special report? It is a variation on the METAR. It's a different variety of METAR called special report and having the code SPECI. So the name is special report. You might think, sir, this is just an adjective. No, it's not an adjective. If I'm highlighting in the marker, it means it's the keyword here. Special report. Like METAR is meteorological aerodrome report. Special report. What is special report? Special report is a variation on the METAR. Okay. What are the key points to know about it? Format is as same as METAR. Okay, so what's the difference? Format is as same as METAR, except that the code SPECI will replace METAR the code METAR at the beginning of the report. Study it carefully. Couple of points about SPECI quickly. A trivial point to discuss further, if somebody tells you, but why would we issue a special report? Why? A METAR is enough. METAR has trend also, forecast also. Why are we issuing a special report? If anybody says that to you, then you talk about the answer or you talk about giving a reply to such a question, be it in exams. In exams, you have to choose from three options, one correct option out of two incorrect options. Out of a list of two incorrect and one correct, you have to choose the correct. So generally, if you look at the perspective of exams, you see that whether you have studied or not, you will always be given the right answer in the question paper itself. The question paper itself is loaded with right answers for all questions. What more do you want from an exam where answer is right there in front of you? The only thing is, along with one right answer, there will be two incorrect answers also. So you have to just choose the right answer. But the right answer is always there in the question paper itself. See, think about it like that. One day when you come across a difficult paper, when we say difficult, we understand, oh, we don't know the right answer. Look at the question paper. Okay, at least one of these three options or four options is the right answer. I know that for sure. So you are right at the probability of 33.33%, directly right there, if there are three options. Even doesn't matter if you have studied that or not. If you don't know the right answer directly, still you are 33% right and 66% you could be wrong. But even without anything, you have a good chance. And when you think about a different perspective about whether I'll clear the exam or not, you always have a 50% probability of clearing an exam by default. There could only be two options. Either you pass or you don't pass. There's no failure. So 50% is always there with you. That's why you see people who don't study or study, they end up getting 50, 55 by default. This is the law of nature nobody understands. I try to induce that in my training so that my students are the best. You have to use these. This will help you not just in your exams, definitely in your exams. This is not a pravachan. You understand? This is how natural geniuses work, which can be acquired by us so that we also become geniuses in the long run. There are 1 million pilots in the world, but how many pilots are as famous as Captain Sully? Tell me that. Just one, right? He himself. Think about it. So, write down when will be the SPECI issued. A very important word. Write down SPECI or a special report. I'll not write it in short. I'll write it in capital SPECI. See, that is special report is issued when weather conditions significantly change. WX short for weather for us, okay? Weather conditions change significantly. It means there's a drastic change in what is there and what is changing. Ultimate. So right now I would be like, wow, sunlight, sunshine, no clouds, good day to fly. And suddenly there's out of nowhere a big CB cloud coming in to induce some thunderstorm or rain. Then a SPECI will be issued like that. So a special report is issued when weather conditions change significantly. When weather conditions change significantly, and the time is in the period of any ideas? Here the period is not defined in numbers. You can say in the period between routine observations. Generally, if our routine observations are every 30 minutes for a METAR, then it would be The change is happening between the 30 minutes itself. Write down important point. Note. SPECI, correction. SPECI or special report. Special report, that is SPECI, can be issued for both, that is improvement of weather and or deterioration in the weather. So somebody tells you SPECI will only be issued when the weather has a significant change in terms of weather becoming from bad to worse or deteriorating. You'll say, no, 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 no. SPECI will be issued for both significant improvement also, significant deterioration also. So why is that improvement part important? Now we always think only the bad things will be informed to us. No. What if right now the weather is bad? You right now read out the METAR and you see, okay, the METAR says the visibility is low, everything is low, it's bad rain, thunderstorm and all. Then suddenly a SPECI would come and you'd be like, wow, a SPECI, it means probably the weather is going to be worse or the weather is going to be improved. You see and you'll realize, oh, the weather has improved. Good for me. I was not expecting it. Let's start talking to the ATC, finalizing everything and see if the weather is going to be improved for some time. Now let's monitor the en route weather also. If en route is also going to improve, if this is also improving, then I think I can go ahead with the flight now. So good for me. From good to bad to good, SPECI can be issued. Simple. In simple terms. Okay. Remember, SPECI will be given to you towards the start, replacing the code METAR. Everything is the same, just like METAR. There's no specific time, but time between routine observations. If there is a significant change in the weather, SPECI is issued. SPECI is just a variation on the METAR, to the METAR. On the METAR is the keyword, on the METAR. There are a couple of more codes I would want to introduce before the break. Auto. These are not the three-wheelers that we call autos in cities. But it is definitely auto means automatic here. But what's the keyword? Keyword is auto. Okay. Automatic meteorological stations generate METAR. So basically self-contained units that have a lot of computers and sensors that will sense the weather, compute it, and then send it out automatically. So other METARs are made by people. These METARs would be automatic. So automatic meteorological stations generate METAR. Okay. When do they generate METARs? Okay. At aerodromes that are not used regularly or have limited staff. Smaller aerodromes. So they will have automatic METAR generators. So that METAR that is generated by such stations, it will be called as automatic meteorological stations. Or the report code will be auto. Remember, these are special codes. Okay. I'll give you an example of this. Example. Mm, METAR VABB 101212. I'm just taking hypothetical data, okay? Zulu. And then there will be the code auto like this. After the type of type of report, locate aerodrome where it's valid. Without the aerodrome, we will not know because METAR is nothing but aerodrome weather report only, aerodrome meteorological report. Time is very important because we need to know the validity of it. You need to know, okay, is it now or is it like old? It could be old and it's not going to be helpful to me. If it's real time, then it's going to be helpful to me. Auto, like this. And then the report will go ahead the way you are studying the significant parts and other parts that you're going to learn. Whatever fields as in different sections of different elements, fields that cannot be determined, they are not omitted. So the main parts of a report, if we cannot determine, then we don't skip them, but we use a forward slash. I'm going to give it to you in black. This forward slash. Remember that. So I'll say the usage of forward slash here. And last, I want to tell you the meaning of this equal to sign. Equals sign, okay? This sign basically, equal to, equals sign. Appears at end of METAR and denotes that the, focus on the keywords, okay? Message is complete. It's a message, remember, keywords. Not that report is complete. The message is complete. So let me give you one example of METAR before we go for the break. And when we come back, half of the METAR is done, half of it is pending, and we are done with METAR. SPECI trend also. Good, right? Nice. Now I know I've learned something. This is what I feel like a student right now. So example of a METAR once again. Okay, write down. METAR zero niner 0615 Zulu. Something is missing. My aerodrome code is missing. The sequencing I cannot skip. So I'll also write my aerodrome. Let's take example of Delhi. VIDP. Remember to study it for RT also. MET also. Remember, students who have FEB-RT attempts, this is for you mainly, the whole METAR. Don't forget it. Don't keep it for later thinking, oh, sir, my METAR is left. Do it right now only. Then what is the next element? Wind. Let me tell you, the wind is 240. I can take any example. 15 gusting at 25 knots. Okay. Let's put wind variability also. I'm continuing in the bottom line because we don't have the entire kilometer long page. 200 wind directional variability V 260. Students who don't understand this much because you've not attended the last class, don't worry, you'll attend it and then you'll understand this also. But what you'll attend so far, what you have attended, make sure you remember that because it's original in its own. Then ahead is what we have to learn. So this much we already know. Now what I'm going to write in blue is what we're going to learn ahead. Okay. Niner, 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 niner. This will generally be visibility in. Then negative RA. This is from the cheat sheet of your weather phenomena. Okay. Then I would say OVC again from the cheat sheet for your clouds. 0, 1, 0. Okay. Then continue 10 M 02. This will be temperature and dew point, students. You will see, we will learn about it. Then we'll have a Q code. Which Q code is this? We will know that also. Then description of the weather, whether there is thunderstorm or not. Is there any wind shear? For which runway? And we can just write no significant weather. So no trend basically, because trend is towards the end. No sig means there is no significant weather, no trend. So you already know the last part. You know the end part. Now what we need to do is just this, 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 and this. And our METAR is decoded. Got it, students? Any questions so far? You know, yesterday, I was just managing the content we have for the students for on YouTube. Just checking, you know. So some old video I had made for some all students, free that I had made. Pan call. I got a comment from some person, and I don't really focus on these things, but you get an email, so you see. So I don't know, the person said a few things and he said that पहले आप खुद पढ़ लो, बाकी दूसरों को सिखाओ. And I'm like, what is it that he's talking about? Like, did I make a mistake or something? So he specified 3 to 4 things. And he was very angry for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I think he himself was a teacher and he didn't like that somebody else is teaching and he's not getting business. That could be one thing why instructors or other schools generally feel bad, you know. Generally, when they see someone doing it and they don't have it. Otherwise, it could have been a student or a pilot. We don't know. Whoever that person was, the confidence was so high. Probably they were just some nuisance creators, you know, like just trying to, you know, bully us, competitors or whatever. I don't know. But I do know that everything said in that particular thing was completely true and by the book. Because my reference is the annexure, so I'm not worried about it. One point was stands are not numbered with letters. Stands, parking bays are not numbered with letters. They are denoted by numbers only. But how can that be possible when we see from Google Maps and we see that stands could be alphanumeric? So I don't understand why are people like this, you know. Because we have nothing to worry about when we know that stand alpha is an hypothetical situation we take. Generally, it could be stand alpha 1, stand alpha 2, stand alpha 3 right, stand alpha 3 center, stand alpha 3 left. I don't know why. So now people who have wrong information are also thinking that they are right. And imagine if you follow such people, what will happen to you? And the problem is, most of the seniors and most of the pros, as you will see them, are not having the correct information because they have also not been taught in the correct way. So when somebody like me is actually doing the right thing, I might be the only one doing the right thing, and then they would say that no, you are wrong because you are in minority and we are in majority. But that is my battle. Your battle will be only in the examinations. And you will clear the exam. So you will benefit. So that is not something that I'm worried about. Because only then you will benefit when I'm training you for everything and you're learning it the way I'm training and then you're going for the exam. Everything has to be complete in this chain. Me training you everything, you studying and being thorough with everything, and then you're going ahead and clearing the exams. So yeah, if you come across anyone talking like this, don't just believe anyone. Just check for yourself if something is right or wrong. If I say something out of mistake, slip of tongue, I can make mistakes. If I'm wrong, share it with me. Say, sir, यहाँ पे हो सकता है आपसे गलती हुई हो. I'm like, yeah, of course, plus का minus हो गया होगा, minus का plus हो गया होगा. Chalo, let's correct it. Good. But don't just blindly believe anyone, okay? Because some people in anger could try to do and say anything. You should not feel bad about it. Right? So just focus on the knowledge, go by the book. You will always be right. Don't end up into conversations or fights. Just ignore people if that is happening with you. And understand you are here because you like knowledge, you want knowledge, plus the other flexibility that you are getting. So just do it for the sake of knowledge. Exams will happen. Once you're done with exams, when you're flying, you will feel the difference and you'll always be happy about going through this phase of life with our institute or with me and with your books and yourself. Okay. So I'll see you back, everyone, and I'm gonna see you back at 1300 hours. We are going to wrap up the session by 2 or 2:15 max. And then we are going to give you the evening part of the metrology session as a self-study time. You can use it as your own disposal. So with respect to the live class for today, we are going to wrap up by 2 or 2:15, whatever, if it stretches. That's all. After that, entire day would be free. Although as per the schedule, you have a live lecture format. I think certain students who are yet to watch the first session could do that. Others could just go through this again, revise it again, master it again, and get done with it. Or work on to your different study subjects. Or do anything else if your studies are done. Studies are not done, then don't break the habit and study. Make it a habit. Say my school is from 11 to 5:30 every day for 5 days a week. And I have to report to my school by 10:30 or 10:45. So you'll be in that zone. It's just 5, 6, 7 hours school. Be happy that, okay, I have my school. Today I've been left out free. I can use my time wisely. Okay, students, come back at this time, everyone. Welcome back, students. I hope everyone is back. I've got acknowledgement from Suchita and Neha. Karishma, are you back? Let me know. I have Nukul, Likhit, Prerit. Aditya, I'm not sure. Usaid, I'm not sure. But Usaid just requested for the link, so probably Usaid is also here. Okay. Any questions? Okay, waiting for Karishma. Karishma, let me know. See, Karishma, on the Zoom app, there are reactions. You can use reactions. Yes, no small emojis there. No, one quick strategy that we have, students. Quickly, any questions? We'll just see if you have any questions, students. Feel free to ask, okay? Prerit, Likhit, Nukul, Aditya. Aditya, ho ki nahi aap? Krishma, Suchita, Neha, Usaid, Jyotsna, any questions? All right. So I have a very simple technique for you to memorize the sequences. Now, what will happen? There'll be a lot of numbers and there will be meanings. But sometimes initially it becomes difficult to know, sir, ye number kaise visibility hai? Or ye number kaise cloud height? Or ye number kaise visibility? Something like that. So this is a sequence we need to follow. In shortcut, I'll give you. This is shortcut before I decode the code again. METAR sequencing. Okay. So you will write. The sequencing would be like this. Report name. Aerodrome name. Okay. Day and time.
Sir, you're
Wind
not sharing.
info. I'll do it. You follow my voice, na, students? So what? So the first report name, second aerodrome, third date and time. We call it the date and time group, right? Fourth, wind information. So report name, the keyword is report type. I'll share, don't worry. But please learn to follow the voice also. See, students, when I say you have to make your own notes, it's not a compulsion that you'll copy paste everything the way I'm saying. The notes should be for your study purpose. Whatever you find important, you make a note of it. Whatever you think is important, you make a note of it. Whatever you understand, make a note of it. Don't just make a note of everything that I am writing on the whiteboard. So that way it will just be copy paste. It might not be a proof of whether we have learned or not. Okay. Okay. One second, okay. I don't have any update from a couple of students. So up to these 4 elements, we already know what it is. Report type, date and time group. Correction. Report type, aerodrome, date and time group, wind information. After wind information is the next element. Write it down. Generally, it will be visibility. Visibility will be One, aerodrome visibility, and second will be RVR. Now, the visibility will always be given to you in thousands of meters. Okay. METAR has certain rules. The visibility in METAR will only be given if that visibility is up to a certain point. More than that, the visibility will not be given. So generally, when we think about it, we feel that, okay, sir, generally we see that generally limitations are only given to us in terms of visibility. Yes, only the limitation will be given to us in this case. So report type, aerodrome, date and time group, wind information, then you will write visibility. Visibility. After visibility will come the weather group. This is where your cheat sheet will come in handy. Okay. Then you will have thunderstorms. So thunderstorms are actually separate, not a part of the weather group. After thunderstorms, you will have cloud coverage. After cloud coverage, you will have obscuration. Obscuration means the elements that will impact your visibility. Okay. Like fog, mist, something like that. And after this, obscurations, you will have temperature and dew point. Dew point is also given to you in degrees centigrade only, just like temperature. Dew point is actually that temperature where air achieves maximum saturation. What is saturation? It impacts the humidity levels. Humidity is not good for us actually. So that becomes one important element for any pilot. All those students who have just started Met Live, remind me, I'll be assigning you to cover up parallelly meteorology lectures to cover up to humidity. That is basic fundamental. Okay. That way you will be able to quickly cover up other things along with other things. After temperature and dew point, we will also have a Q code, and that Q code will be QNH. Now QNH would be the actual pressure of the aerodrome. What is the actual pressure of the atmosphere? The pressure element is very important for us to understand a lot of things. After the pressure, we have recent weather. How is the recent weather like? It is different from trend. It talks about what is there in the past or what has been happening in the past. And then after recent weather, we have wind shear. Wind shear is basically impacting aircrafts on ground or at a lower altitude where the wind is behaving in two different directions, trying to bother us. Wind in one direction is different. Wind in two directions in the same way could impact the aircraft, induce structural damage or structural stress on the aircraft. So wind shear, whether it exists or not, if it exists, then for which runway, all runways is also mentioned. After wind shear, you get what it is as your trend. Trend becoming or tempo, right? Any one of these would be there. And after that, there will be one more thing, runway state group. I'll just give you a keyword for it. We'll not discuss it in METAR right now. But some of these runway groups, runway state group code can be handful in your RT exams also. It talks about what is the condition of the runway. Is there ice on the runway, water on the runway, dirt on the runway? So those contaminations on the runway can be gauged and can be deciphered as whether the runway is good for landing or takeoff or not. So there comes a term called as braking action. If I'm going to apply the brakes, am I going to get the maximum impact of the brakes during landing? If not, then what are the elements that will impact my landing? So that becomes a runway state group. Okay. That's it. This is where your report generally ends. You know, auto will be used wherever it is used. End of message would be equal to, it means the message has ended here. And if there is any special report, then special report will replace METAR. So we know it's not in the sequence. So these are the sequences, students. This is the actual sequence now, And the good thing is all different elements have different units. So if you make a practice of reading units properly, sometimes not all elements will be there. Partial elements, significant elements will always be there, but when variability might not be there, directional variability. So don't think that it's skipped because nothing can be omitted. Major points will not be omitted. But if it cannot be determined, then we'll be using / like discussed earlier. Okay. So report type, METAR, aerodrome name, location designator, day and time, Zulu, wind information, direction, speed, gusting. If directions are variable more than 60 or 60 degrees, we put that. So far, this is covered. Now, what we need to do is visibility, weather group, thunderstorms, cloud coverage, obscuration, temperature, dew point, QNH, recent weather, wind shear, trend we have already done. Runway state group, I'll share a sheet for now. You can do it after you master other elements. If you try to get confused with runway state group, then we would miss out on the important elements of wind shear. So we master wind shear. Then in the end, when wind shear is mastered, we just go through the checklist of runway state group to determine a few codes that could come in the exams. So putting an asterisk over there. Okay, everybody with me now? We're going to go in a little faster speed right now. And we have the liberty of time. Anybody would want to go rush, do let me know. And let's do this. So yeah, I want to share this with everybody. Has the cheat sheets? I think Karishma doesn't have it. I'm not sure if I've shared it with you. Let me check. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Suchita also has it. I don't know, students, why you're not asking if you have gone through the lecture 1. See, you have to be proactive. If you have missed the lecture, if you're going through the lecture, then in the lecture, you have to follow all instructions. It means you have not followed instructions. So it means you have just studied half of the session, not the complete session. It could be a reason I'm saying. I'm not judging. So I'm concerned about it. Okay. 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 Cheat sheet will be important for us for checking the weather info and all. Okay, I'll also show you the same again here on the iPad. Sorry, the whiteboard. But let's first talk about visibility now. So after the first significant group gets over, we have visibility. We'll quickly write down the keywords about visibility. Okay. Students, just give me a minute. Now this is hanging. I'll just restart this whiteboard. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'm stopping the screen share. Just go to the points and have some discussions with me if you have anything to ask. Make sure you have some discussion, okay? Don't just be like that. Don't waste time, okay?
Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah, sorry, there was some background noise. So what I'm saying is the whiteboard has restarted. I'm just setting it up again. So what do? You go through the sequencing again and just try to memorize the sequences. It is a very good way to understand, very nice way to understand all the terms. Okay, quickly do it in the meantime. Don't waste time. I got the whiteboard. 1 second. What comes after visibility? Who can give me the answer?
Weather group.
Weather group.
Are you sure? Very good. Very good. Very good. Very nice. Which of the Q codes is there in the METAR, QFE, QNE, QNH?
QNH.
QNH.
Very good. Very good. Cloud coverage, is it before thunderstorm or after thunderstorm?
After thunderstorm.
After thunderstorm.
thunderstorm.
Very simple. Such are the questions in the exam, students. If I give it to you in a sequence like this, and if you remember in a sequence like this, nobody can ever trouble you with respect to METAR questions, ever. Use these strategies, okay? All right. What comes at the end of the METAR? Wind shear, recent weather, or trend?
Trend.
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 Very good.
Trend.
Very good. Another question. What comes at the end of the METAR? Wind shear, trend, runway state group.
Runway state group.
Runway state group.
Runway.
Could be true. This could not be true. Remember this. Okay? This could be true. This could not be true. Here you will say trend only by the text. But where is, write an open-ended question here. Where does runway state group come? Open-ended question. We don't know. So far you will go, the end will be trend only. Trend, becoming, or tempo, whatever is the case. One of those three will be there. Remember this for now, okay? You are right what you said, but keep it open right now. It's a trick question. Because we have not yet discussed it, so we will not say. So far what we have studied is trend only. Although we have written it in sequence, we have put an asterisk. So sir, as for now, trend it is. Simple. Instead of trend, I could have becoming. Instead of becoming, I could have tempo. One of the three. Okay. SPECI comes at the end of the METAR. True or false?
False.
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 Where does SPECI come?
Beginning of the report. Beginning of the report.
This is half the answer. It's correct. But
It's a
it's half the
variation of
answer.
METAR.
Sorry, Likit, say again.
It's a variation of METAR.
Description is right. But where does it come? I'm looking for one final point here. All 2 points are correct. But with respect to this question, there are 2 points to answer. Where does SPECI come?
SPECI will replace the code METAR.
SPECI will come at as a first part of the METAR report by replacing the METAR. Simple. So we are all right about it. But yes, first, what Suchita said and what Aditya said, combining the 2 answers, we get one answer to this question. This is what we are learning here. You're not wrong. This is how we have to master. This is what I'm saying, students. Getting it? Auto, does it come at the end or the beginning of the METAR? End or beginning?
Beginning.
Negative.
Comes after the date and time group.
Yes, I can say that. So,
Wind component, I guess.
no, what wind component? The question is, does it come before first or last? None.
Wind information
None.
after wind.
Neither first, not last. Auto doesn't come at first or last. So that should be the answer. So Likit was saying this or that. No, both the options are wrong. What is the correct option? After date and time group. See the example. I'll share the screen now. Wait. Okay. Likit got it? Auto. SPECI is first. Auto is not first. See, I'll show you again. Likit clarified.
Understood, sir.
Yeah, it's there in our notes. Take your time, students. No right, no wrong right now when we are learning. It's just that when I give you a task and you don't follow the task, that's when you see sir gets angry. Otherwise, in class, when we are learning, it's okay to be right and wrong. Sometimes. See, where is auto? See, auto is here after date and time group. Correct? I'll highlight it again. Chalo. See how the questions are, this is the final test and final preparation you need to have to understand the questions. So let's go ahead with visibility. It's very easy. Okay. Visibility that we have is called prevailing visibility. After doing this, it's not working out fine. Prevailing visibility. Prevailing visibility means the visibility that is existing since some time. Okay. What could be the other word to visibility? Will be reported visibility. Reported visibility means the visibility that is a part of this report or the visibility that we are reporting to people engaged in the operations. Okay. So do not get confused in the exams with the different terms. Prevailing visibility is the visibility in the METAR, visibility of the entire aerodrome, not the RVR or the runway. Reported visibility is generally the prevailing visibility. So we report a visibility that is prevailing visibility. There is a definition for prevailing visibility. 2 words are very important. Write down. Prevailing visibility, I'm dictating, okay? Write down the definition. Prevailing visibility is the visibility value which is either reached or exceeded. Around, in bracket, you will write at least, bracket closed. Prevailing visibility is the visibility value which is either reached or exceeded around After around, you will start a bracket, write at least, close the bracket. So exceeded around, write the bracket, but don't speak the bracket. Exceeded around half the horizon or horizon circle. Underline half the horizon circle, or within at least half of the surface of the aerodrome, or within half of the surface of the aerodrome. So either half the horizon circle or half of the surface of aerodrome, where we have written within at least half bracket, open at least, close. So both the at least should be in bracket. I'll say it once more, see if your definition is correct. Prevailing visibility is the visibility value which is either reached or exceeded around at least half the horizon circle or within at least half of the surface of the aerodrome. What is horizon circle and all, you will get to know it later. Keep the keywords in your mind. Something to do with your area around you, something to do with the visible horizon around you. Horizon is nothing but the edge of the earth's surface or sea surface that you can see when you don't have any obstructions like buildings or mountains. So at least half of the horizon, if you see whatever visibility is measured at least half of the horizon or half of the surface of the aerodrome, that is the prevailing visibility. At least half, minimum half. Now, what would they say? Let's say half of the aerodrome has different visibility and half of the aerodrome has different visibility. Which one will I take? Correct? It's a good point of thought. Write down the next point. In METAR, the reported visibility is prevailing visibility. Underline reported visibility and underline prevailing visibility. In METAR, the reported visibility is prevailing visibility. In bracket, you will write it may include minimum visibility under certain conditions. And it may include minimum visibility under certain conditions. Underline minimum visibility also. So 3 types of visibility, they can easily confuse you in the exams, but nothing to be confused about.
So say again, sir.
What to say again, Likhit?
Sir, in METAR, the reported visibility is prevailing visibility.
And it may include minimum visibility under certain conditions. Minimum visibility also. So there would be minimum visibility, there would be prevailing visibility like that. Or sometimes only a minimum visibility. What's your minimum visibility is something that the pilot should know so that the pilot knows what's the worst that could happen with respect to my visibility. Okay. Did you write it down, Likhit?
Yes, sir.
Visibility is reported in 4 digits. And the unit is meters. Write down. Visibility is reported in 4 digits. And the unit is meters. All right. Example. Visibility you can write short for our purpose VIS, okay? Because I'm dictating and we have to be fast. I'm dictating so that we can increase the speed right now, okay? You can feel free to ask me to say again, okay? Like Likhit did, don't worry. I hope everybody is doing well with the dictation. Neha, Usaid, Suchita, Karishma.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Form, sir.
उसैद कुछ कंफ्यूजन है खुल के पूछ लेना ठीक है वैसे तो what you could do is you could always go back to this part of the lecture, replay it again to get the dictation done, reduce the speed to get the revision bhi ho jayega, doubt bhi clear ho jayega. Likit, going good, right, with dictation?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, good. I like the speed. So, for example, visibility of 800 meters will be reported as 0800. So the unit will not be mentioned. You should remember the unit. It's like that. I'll say again, visibility of 800 meters will be reported as 0800. Got it, everyone? How? Nukul, any confusion? Why 0 first? See, it's 4 digits.
Yes, sir. 0400.
What? 0400.
But it's 800 meter. Zero 0800.
Fine. It's okay. You will get there. तो तुम्हारा weak point था उस दिन तो मैं verify कर रहा हूँ. Okay, write down visibility up to 10 kilometers is measured in meters. Okay, this is a trick question. Go by the book. Visibility of 10 kilometers is measured in visibility up to 10 kilometers is measured in meters. Okay. Write down example. 5,000 in number. Okay. 5000 means prevailing visibility is 5000 meters. Example. 5000 means prevailing visibility is 5000 meters. When you say, you will say it like 5,000 means prevailing visibility is 5,000 meters. Like that. Are we getting it, everyone? Anybody wants me to give a read back of this?
Read back, sir.
Read back of what?
Visibility up to 10 kilometers is measured in meters. I mean the example.
Yes. Example 6,000 in number 6000. 6,000 means prevailing visibility is 6,000 in numbers meters. So the number is given. The readout, if you have to read it out to someone, let's say in RT exam or any time, or as a pilot to co-pilot also, you could say 6,000 means prevailing visibility is 6,000 meters. Got it? This is decoding. You see a number 6,000, you decode it verbally like this. Prevailing visibility is 6,000 meters. Are you getting me, students? Did you get it, Neha?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Next point you write, if the visibility increases to 10 kilometers or more, it means very good visibility, by the way, okay? Write down, if the visibility increases to 10 kilometers or more, the code figure used is, this is a very important question. The code figure used is 9,999. 9999. If your visibility is 10 kilometers or more, you will simply write 99999. How will you read it out then? Will you say visibility is 9,999 meters? No. Will you say the visibility is 10,000 meters? No. You will say visibility is about 10,000 meters. Like that. So good for us. Okay. Next point. You can always ask for anything specifically, okay? Next point, visibility of less than 50 meters. So 100 meters I can write 0100. What about 50 meters? Can I write 0050? Let's see. Visibility less than 50 meters is indicated by the code 0000. So we'll assume the visibility to be 0 only if it's 50 meters or less. Lesser than 50 is what we are saying. Visibility of less than 50 meters is indicated by code 0000. Now write down a question. When to report the lowest or the minimum visibility in the METAR? Because we said a minimum visibility can be said in certain conditions, but not always. Always we say prevailing visibility, which covers half of the area minimum of the aerodrome or the half of the horizon circle. Keywords are sticking to us right now, right, students? Prerit, Aditya, Nukul, I can see from your faces you are getting it. Aditya, are you confused anywhere? Very good. Likit, Suchita, Usaid, Neha, Krishma, I hope you're getting it. Jyotsna, I hope you're getting it. Everybody else, I hope you're getting it. So, yeah. When is the minimum visibility going to be used? Whatever I've said right now in METAR is what we are discussing. What are those conditions? Now write the specific phrase, okay, in inverted commas. If the visibility in a direction, if the visibility in a direction, in bracket write, not the prevailing visibility, close the bracket. So let's say our prevailing visibility is the visibility measured for 60% of the area. At least 50% they have said, let's say 60%. So other 40% will have some other direction of the wind or the speed. So we are talking about that particular measurement of visibility. So visibility will not have direction or speed. Visibility will only have unit in meters. How far can I see with my eye? That is visibility right now, nothing else. So there are special instruments. Generally, those instruments are known as transmissometers. There are two, those CCTV big cameras are there in some places and movies. We see horizontal, big rectangular brick-like cameras. Transmissometers have two cameras spaced at some distance like this, and they send signals and receive signals and send again to measure the visibility of that area. RVR is generally measured like that. Visibility is generally measured like that. Transmissometers, you can write a point. Visibility is generally measured by an instrument called as transmissometers. Just excuse me, I'm just coming in a minute. Y'all can just look up online a picture of transmissometer in the meantime. Yeah, actually, I had to turn off the mic and keep the video on, but I just did it differently. Thank you for giving me the excuse. I hope everyone is here. Whether you have seen it or not, transmissometer, not many students know it, at least not even the name. It's also called at multiple names, the device. Transmissometer is one of the names, one of the instruments. Okay. What is the condition where my minimum visibility will be reported? Okay. 1 second. What is the condition when my minimum visibility will be reported? If the visibility from one direction, in bracket you will write, which is not the prevailing visibility, bracket close. So if the visibility, which is not the visibility from any one direction, in any one direction, is less than 1500 meters, less than 1500 meters, you follow the dictation, okay? Whiteboard, I'm just writing numbers. Or less than 50% or less than 50% of prevailing visibility. Then the lowest visibility and its general direction, then the lowest visibility and its general direction should be reported, is what you could write. Then the lowest visibility and its general direction should be reported in the METAR. So now you know when the minimum visibility or the lowest visibility will be reported. When the value of visibility falls below 1500 meter, that amount of visibility which is not the prevailing visibility, or if it falls 50% of the prevailing visibility. In our earlier example, what was our example of prevailing visibility? 800 meters. So if my other visibility in the other part of the aerodrome is falling below 400 meters, that is 50% of 800, then it will be mentioned as a minimum visibility in the METAR along with the prevailing visibility. Got it? Or if my prevailing visibility is more than 1500 meters, and if this visibility in the other area where prevailing visibility is not there is below 1500 meters, let's say just 1100 meters, then also minimum visibility will be reported in the METAR after the prevailing visibility. Prevailing visibility is the basic reported visibility. Minimum visibility might be there, might not be there, subject to these conditions. Got it, students? Visibility questions will come. So I'm teaching you in depth. Okay. Any questions? Can we go ahead? You know what is variable correction? Do you know what is prevailing visibility? Reported visibility is prevailing visibility. Minimum visibility can also be reported along with prevailing visibility under certain conditions. We know those conditions. What to do when the visibility is more than 10,000 kilometers? code 99999 is used. When the visibility is less than 50 meters, the code 0000 is used. 4-letter codes are used. Unit is meters. Next point you will write in visibility only. In some cases, RVR, that is runway visual range, is also mentioned in METAR. This RVR is a trick question here. Okay. RVR means runway visibility. So you will say full form is runway visual range, but we call the term to be used with visibility as runway visibility. So runway visibility is mentioned in the form of RVR, and this is the visibility measured at the threshold of a runway. Write down. RVR is given only when either the RVR or the horizontal visibility itself is less than 1500 meters. This is a keyword. RVR or runway visibility will only be mentioned if the RVR or the horizontal visibility itself is less than 1500 meters. This is keyword. Generally, students think that visibility will be only reported when it is less than 1500 meters. No, runway visibility will only be mentioned. Runway visibility can be a runway visual range. A specific transmissometer very close to runway will give that, or any normal horizontal visibility over the runway measured. Just like normal visibility is measured over the runway. Both ways, runway visibility can be measured. If any of those are in itself lesser than 1500 meters on the runway. So how do you determine on the runway? You see by how far distance can you see the runway markings. That is the definition of runway visual range. So if that is less than 1500 meters, only then I will mention runway visibility in my visibility. Otherwise, I will not mention it. Make the difference. Normal visibility, that is prevailing visibility, will be mentioned up to 10,000 meters. We know that. Runway visibility will only be mentioned if the visibility of the runway in terms of RVR or horizontal visibility is less than 1500 meters. Note runway visibility code it will start with R. R will denote RVR. Okay. Then the number of the runway. So this will become runway in use. Remember, runway in use. We will say RVR runway 27 like this. Okay. So the code is R27, but we speak it like RVR runway 27, then /. So this / is here. This is not the negative /. This is just a part of it. Like this is not that / which says information cannot be determined. Okay. And then I can say the visibility is 1200 like this. So now this is after my visibility. So overall my visibility could be like this 0800 R27 1200. So this becomes my overall visibility element in my METAR. Prevailing visibility is 800 meters. RVR runway 27 1200 meters. Will RVR exist if my visibility on the runway or runway RVR runway visual range is 1600 meters. Will I have this in my report? Yes or no, students? Will my METAR have runway 27 / 1600 along with visibility? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Only Likhit is alert. What students? Others are listening to music, is it? Good, Likhit is right. No, why? Because only when the runway visibility is less than 1500 meters will I mention RVR along with visibility. Come on. In the other example that I gave, can I use RVR if my visibility is 1600 meters on the runway? Will I have that in my METAR? Yes or no, everyone? I'm asking everyone.
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir. No.
Sir. No, sir.
Prerit, Usaid,
No, sir.
Karishma?
No, sir.
Exactly, no. Such are the questions in the exam. You will be thinking, sir, ये तो obvious है, आपने बोला है. अरे तुम्हें याद है कि नहीं है? Check करो फटाफट. एग्जाम में यही सब पूछेंगे आपको. Very good. Likhit, good job. Very alert. Now Likhit is focused. Likhit knows he has to clear all papers in the coming 2 months. What about others? You also have to do it, right? सबको करना है. Prepare in a way that you only need one final revision before exams for these topics, nothing else. No matter it's your first class, second class, third class. That should be your intent. Our intent is shifting towards scoring 100% now. Are you getting me? Let's aim for us to be a topper. So it will be like this, sir. Pakka 96 aane wala hai. And even if you get 80, you're like, "Arey yaar, sir, 96 nahi aaya." So our concern would be that we could not get 96. So we would never be amongst that position where we'll say, "Sir, 66 aa gaya, 64 aa gaya." That will never happen with you if we aim for a 96 or a 100. Learn that way only. For you, passing is 100 right now. Start thinking like this. And it's not difficult because you are learning. So I'm going to train you in that way only. That I keep you close to 96, 94, 100. So you also aim for that. You say, sir, meko to sab correct aana chahiye because as a pilot, I will not leave even 1% room of error when I'm flying. So why do I do that with my ground studies? If you do this, students, getting 70 will be a piece of cake for you. Do you understand? So this is a new quality shift that I'm inducing here at the academy for all of my students directly now. You also carry that goal. I carry that goal in my training always. That's why students clear in their first attempts if they finish their training 100% with me. Now you also understand the secret to success. You aim for that, you will easily get your passing marks by default. So for you, the exam competition would be to get 100, not 70. Are you there with me now, students?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Chalo. Note, quickly write. I'm just going to dictate now. Everything else is very easy. Note, if RVR is more than the maximum reportable value of 1500 meters. So now they can also ask you one question. What is the maximum reportable value of RVR in a METAR? You will say it is 1500 meters only. So if the RVR is more than 1500 meters, which is the maximum reportable value, the code PAPA is used. What is PAPA? So if RVR is more than 1500 meters, you will say the code PAPA is used. P. Okay. In front of runway visibility. Okay, in front of runway visibility. Example 0800 prevailing visibility, runway 27, RVR runway 27, Papa 1500 like this. It means RVR runway 27 more than 1,500 meters is how you will read it. Like that. Papa will stand more than 1,500 meters here. Quickly write, if RVR is less than 50 meters. So you'll say if RVR, I'll write in bracket the symbols, otherwise you'll get confused. Greater and less than. Greater than and less than. If RVR is less than 50 meters, you will say code. This code is nothing but prefix. In exam, you could get prefix also. Code that is prefix. What prefix? Prefix M. Mic is used. Example. Prevailing visibility 800 meters. RVR runway 27. Visibility less than 50 meters. Like this. It means visibility less than 50 meters. Are we thorough with this point, students?
Yes, sir.
Quickly read these points. I'll write a note here. Write down RVR trends. Is there any trend about runway visual range? Is the visibility increasing or is the visibility decreasing? That RVR trend can also be written down. Okay, I'll dictate this, you write down. A letter can be used to indicate RVR trends along with RVR value. RVR trends, letter codes. What are the letter codes? A letter code can be used to denote RVR trend. Okay. U, letter U. Here in bracket, you can write up for your personal understanding. It is not the definition saying up. Please, this is for you only. U means runway visibility has increased by 100 meters or more in the last 10 minutes. U means the visibility has increased by 1000 meters or more in the last 10 minutes. 100 meters, not 1000 meters. 100 meters or more increase in visibility of the runway in last 10 minutes. Okay, students? It means, I'll give you another example. 0800, prevailing visibility, RVR, runway 27. Okay. One two zero zero U. It means visibility has increased by 100 meter or more in the last 10 minutes. So right now my visibility could be 1200 or more, because here the visibility was 1100, but it says U, it means it could have increased by at least 100 meters or more in the last 10 minutes. Underline, okay? Delta here generally means decreasing or down. Decreasing visibility. Simple, you'll write delta means the visibility has decreased by 100 meter or more in the last 10 minutes. Means visibility has decreased by 100 meter or more in last 10 minutes. Simple, right? Example 0800 runway RVR runway 27 1200 D, like this. Last, there is one more code for runway visibility. Students, runway visibility, don't take it for granted. It's very important. Doesn't matter how much time we are taking. Once we master this, we are good. What do you think N means? Write down. When N is used, it means no distinct trend or changes are observed in the visibility. What visibility are we talking about? We are talking about runway visibility only. Prevailing visibility, it's done. Write down. N means no distinct trend no distinct trend is observed. Example 0800 RVR runway 27 1200 N. It means visibility is staying at this only. It's neither increase nor decrease in the past. It's staying here at this point. Remember, RVR will only be existing if the visibility is 1500 meters or less of the runway. It could be horizontal visibility or the RVR itself. Go through visibility. Tell me if you have any questions. Any questions? Study visibility quickly. It's in detail. Questions will often come from visibility. Definitely questions can come from weather also. But everything else is easy. Weather is just, you have to make sure you remember from your cheat sheets. Anybody facing any issue so far? Sure, you'll need some more time to get thorough with it, but I think you're doing good. See, we might not always get the pace, liberty of pace, but I think wherever it's required, we should take advantage of it. Because यहाँ पे study भी हो रही है. It's not just delivery of a lecture. Understand that. Okay? नहीं तो I can teach anyone a METAR in 20 minutes also. But for someone who's doing it for the first time, you understand that would be cheating. Trying to expect you to know everything in just that much of time. But then, once we get done with these points, we should know that our mental capacity and pace should be increased slowly and steadily, okay? So we'll wrap up the session now. I'll just give you a couple of instructions. I think you'll have to wait for some more time to get done with the entire METAR. But when we finish METAR, we'll do other things also. We'll do aerodrome forecast also. Aerodrome forecast is TAF. And we'll see if there are any more reports to discuss. See, this is why I said that let's do SPECI and trend beforehand only. Otherwise, questions will come from SPECI trend as well along with METAR. So it gives us more weightage or more scope, a wider scope for our understanding. Do not be in a rush. We are going to wrap up meteorology soon only with respect to continuation from here, but not at the cost of quality, but definitely will meet our goals and schedules, whatever we have. If you're facing any challenges, you will let me know instantly through WhatsApp and everything. So today, make sure you are so well versed in your lecture time, self-studies time that you're getting in the afternoon. Tomorrow morning, again, we are starting with MET only. So we'll continue from here. We'll decode a few METARs. We'll talk about the other reports and wrap it there. That would be our goal, so that Friday we get buffer time. And Saturday also, if not a lecture, then probably I could give you some practice solutions also, depending upon how much we cover. So that from next Monday, we could start different procedures, winds and climatology and movement of winds, air masses, clouds and everything. Are you getting me? So that's the plan. Go easy with it. Study well, read well. If you need anything extra resources, let me know. I'll give it to you. And students who are not having any exams right now, just started. If you have free time apart from live lectures, let me know today over WhatsApp. I'll guide your parallel training for basics of meteorology also. Okay, so that you can study a little more and get more idea about other things that we are going to study. It will only help you better. So I think Karishma, Neha, Prerit and Aditya hinting this towards you. So if you have more time, especially on weekends and any time during the live lecture schedule for this week, I can assign you and you can do that. One lecture at least if you do parallelly with live. So you will learn a little more about meteorology. Okay? So I'll take a leave. You enjoy your lunch. After the lunch, go study, revise once more. And if you need anything else, do let me know. All right? Is that okay, Likit, Suchita, Prerit?
Yes, sir.
Something.
Yes, sir.
Neha, Karishma, how do you feel about it? Neha is gone. Aditya, Nukul?
Sir, thank you. Sorry, I got a call. I couldn't hear you.
It's okay. I could make that out. It's fine. Nukul, Aditya, all okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Chalo. I'll see you. If you need anything, let me know. Master these things. Please, tomorrow I'll ask you more questions, more challenges, and you'll see that, wow, sir, bato mein, just in talks, we have solved 30 questions, 40 questions by now, considering today and tomorrow. So once we finish, we'll have good 15-minute rapid fire session of good questions. We could have some fun giving points and all also. Depends upon how well you are versed. If you're not focused, not revised, then there's no point of me asking questions, right, students? Galat, everybody will give wrong. Then nobody's going to feel good about it. So make sure this time that you're getting your master's so far, this is the technique to solidify learning this so that you will never ever forget METAR for the rest of your lives. Otherwise, if you just study it in a short time as a subject, you'll forget it by the time exams come. And when you'll study it again, you'll require 3 to 4 hours to study it thoroughly. Okay. So we are investing that time right now in advance because these are major points of questions. All right. Chalo. I'll take your leave. Enjoy. And if you need me, just let me know. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.